talking to Chris Harrison. He thinks you guys are going to be a lot more balanced this year and go inside a little bit more. Talk a little bit about changes in your team.
Well, players have developed. Guys have gone from freshmen to now juniors. They've added weight, they've added experience, they've added knowledge. So whenever those things happen, change is inevitable. And as coaches, we have to adjust to the changes within our personnel. So if we're able to be, I don't think we were unbalanced. I mean, we moved the ball, we spread the ball. Guys got a lot of shots, but I think when we're talking about balance, Chris, we're talking about inside game with perimeter game. I think we're poised to be more balanced this year.
Hey, that's what he was talking about was really how more of a post effort, looking to go inside more. Maybe a little less of this 5 guys around the arc and pass and cut, but somebody actually posting up more.
Well, if it can help us win, that's what we'll do. If we got to go to 5 guys around the arc to help us win games, I mean, I'm not a coach that marries myself to one certain philosophy. I marry myself to the talents of our players and what can help us win games. We believe that the involvement of Jeremy Wilson and Mark Veazey, Romeo Garcia being healthy again will lend itself to more ability to put the ball in the post than we've had in the last few years.
In the past, it's been more a matter of not having that.
Well, I think we've
big
had
post producer.
They've played
healthy.
for us. It's been a little bit of health. It's been a lot of just not ready yet. I mean, Mark Veazey started for 2 years really as a freshman or sophomore. He just wasn't ready yet to carry himself at that level in that type of role at the expense of guys like Sprink and Harris and Keenan. So you just find a way to use Mark into his strengths. Now his strengths have become a little bit of his strength. I mean, he's gotten a lot stronger and he's able to make some plays.
You lose guys like Sprink and Keenan steps up. Keenan's gone. Is Chris Harris ready for that role?
I hope so. I mean, if it's not him, I think it could be a plethora of guys. I think, having a little bit more balance, being able to put the ball inside a little bit more, those things seem to always find a way to work themselves out. Are we going to be a team that puts 100 points on the board? I mean, maybe not, but I do believe that we've got some guys, because of the work ethic they've put in, have an ability right now to expand their roles versus what they've been for the last few seasons.
Pat Flannery's gone, Ralph Willard's gone. Mm-hmm. Coaches around the league, how glad are you to not have to face those matchup zones as much?
You know what? I love the matchup zones. It makes you better. Anytime you're going up against something that makes you think as a coach and makes you evolve as a coach, you become better at your craft. Your players become better players. Not so much the matchup zone. That stuff that's what they did. To me, what made them really good was just their leadership as coaches, how hard their kids played, the unselfishness they played. I just missed the friendship I had with those guys on a nightly basis, the competitiveness against them. I'm not missing the matchup zones, don't get me wrong, but it was the other things I think that made them a little bit better than the zones.
Looking at the league, everybody's talking about more balanced. How do you feel about, you guys picked 7th?
Yeah.
I asked Chris, does that put a little chip on your shoulders?
What did Chris say? I mean, it's not something that we talk about. Because I think players and coaches that have done this, they realize that the preseason polls are just a way for us to have an excuse to kick off the season. I mean, it really means very little in terms of the way the league's going to shape out and shake during the season. So, if we talked about it as a motivating factor, being picked 7th, Chris, what would we use if we're ever fortunate enough to be picked 1st or 2nd? I don't want us to feel like we've arrived. To me, it's just about continuous improvement, coming to the gym every day, trying to get better. If you don't have a great day, starting over the next day, getting better there. So I don't feel like we need to use it as a motivating factor. At the same point, being picked in 7th place to me is not reflective of the culture that we've built here at Navy over the last 5 years. So I'm not concerned about it.
Hey, thank you, Coach.
All right, buddy.